Welcome back.
Welcome. So I got a few questions for you.
Let's go, man.
And
Let's see what happens.
Feel free to expound upon any of these. These are meant to have fun. Obviously we want to express creativity, but just let your mind flow on these.
Well, that's a dangerous thing you're suggesting there, bro.
All right, so we've already kind of talked about this a little bit, and I'm pretty sure I know your opinions on it.
Are you sure?
Actually, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like to keep you on your toes.
Yeah,
man,
no,
so.
I appreciate it. You should absolutely just gaslight me into thinking that you have a totally opposite opinion.
I might do that. I might throw a couple of monkey wrenches in your game plan.
There we go. We should just do an episode where we state the exact opposite of what we actually think. Just make ourselves look like terrible.
I don't want to walk out the room and forget who I am, but I'll try it.
That's my goal.
I'm gonna unprogram you.
Anyways, first question: do you see AI as a threat to modern artists?
No, it's a tool. It's a tool. If you're a modern artist, AI will correct any type of blocks.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I think when you get into a space where you're creating and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I don't know where to go from here. Right. You can just go into AI. Hey, I'm working on XYZ and I'm trying to get to ABC. What are some suggestions?
Right.
Boom. Instant inspiration. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to sit on things. Now, sometimes you might want to sit on things, but sometimes if you got a deadline, right, and you need to come up with some ideas, AI,
yeah,
right, and that's anything, whether it's scripts, whether it's videos, whether it's paintings or photos, even audio, bro. You can literally text to song. You can type in, I want a song that talks about, and I want it to be country, and I want rock drums behind it with 808 bass, and it'll create it, right? Some of it's going to sound amazing. Some of it's going to sound like trash.
Some of it may be good. Some of it may be trash.
And there's scenarios where people are creating AI that's strictly I said it backwards. That's music that's strictly AI created, right? And it's charting. And I want to say there's a Japanese movement where most of their top 20 hits are all AI generated, and nobody knows it.
Daggone.
That part can be scary,
right?
Because basically what happens when you have these big corporations and they want to kind of mine their product, right? They'll pick an artist, be like, I need 20 songs just like this, but I need the artist to look or sound this way.
Right.
They can do that. That's the unfortunate part. But I feel like it's up to artists to also wield that same power, right? To kind of debunk what's real and what's not real. That's how I feel about using AI if you're an artist.
I think you're exactly I think what AI does, or one of the main things it can be helpful for is get you past that creative block.
Yes.
Because it's I've had moments where I'm I want to draw. I don't know what to draw. And sadly, for a lot of people, when I don't know what to draw, I just do self-portraits. So it's
is it always the same self-portrait when you get into that space, or do you do different renditions of yourself?
Have you seen the episode of Seinfeld where Jerry is on the couch in his boxers and socks, but nothing else?
Yes.
Yeah, that's mainly what I do. But no, I'll be I want to draw. What should I draw today? And it'll give me outlandish stuff. It's draw a monkey riding a seahorse, and I'm that's stupid, but I love it.
It's interesting.
It's you gotta kind of allow it to be stupid.
Yes,
and
for sure.
It's
the more fun it is, the more you kind of lean into your creative side. You know, when it becomes so serious, it's just you get all corporate in the brain, and it'll limit you a little bit.
Yeah. And that kind of leads me to my next question is do you think we need AI in moderation to the human element? Because
I think that's a case by case scenario,
right?
You know, there's a lot of things. Now, if we're just talking about art, I think it's just a matter of what are you trying to do? You know,
right.
sometimes I don't really need inspiration if I want to make something musically, right? But sometimes I might want to, I would like to use different instruments or come up with something like a bridge or things of that nature, and I can go to AI and be like, hey, this is where I'm at, but I want to take it here.
Right.
You know, you can do that. But you know, I don't really know if there's a way to overuse it, because all you're doing is asking it questions that you need to know answers to.
Right.
Right.
I will say, you know, being a designer here at AKD, I've seen like people send in stuff and they're like, we want this on a t-shirt. I'm like, but this guy's got like 8 fingers on one hand. So I think it's an easy way. Like, I think you can overdo it.
For sure. Now, as far as overdoing it, like if you're saturating something to get a result, that's one thing. But like the idea, right? Be a normal person who is not artistic saying, I need something, but I don't know how to describe it to you.
Right.
They can bring you something that they created with AI. You can be like, and you being the artist can go in, and the graphic designer can go in there and be like, all right, let me fix these issues that you have that I see. And then that way I can give you what you're looking for.
Right.
You know, so I think it's just a matter of, it's not, do you overuse it, is what are you using it for?
Right. Because there's really no excuse to like not do things yourself.
For sure.
I'm working on just one of the side projects I'm working on, because I'm, like I said, super ADD. I have 1,000 side projects.
Oh, bro.
But it's like one of the side projects I'm working on is I'm making a side scroller video game. I don't know how to script for Unity or any other game engine, so I just like, I tell ChatGPT, hey, tell me how to make this. And sometimes it's a lot more involved than I thought it would be. So it's like, I can't just go in this blind. I got to know a little bit.
A little something.
It's going to hold your hand, but you got to ultimately open the door for yourself.
And ChatGPT does not mind telling you, hey, I'm not going to do that. You're going to have to figure that out yourself.
But it's always funny when you're like, can you try? And it's like, okay. It's so funny. Now, kind of a mercy. that
wasn't me this time.
That was me. That was me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to mute this just to be careful. Professional podcast.
Yes, you know, it is our first, by the way.
Yes, of course. Kind of a funnier question, and I want you to be super serious answering this funny question.
Have I been super serious in answering these questions? Because I think I forgot the comic element a little bit.
That's fine.
So this got to be the yin to my yang right now.
This is a hard question.
Okay.
Do you think AI is going to kill us?
I think someone's going to use AI to kill us.
You think so?
Yeah, they're going to come up with, like, you know, the perfect way to murder. Right? ChatGPT is going to use all the murder novels and movies out there and come up with the perfect scenario.
Oh no! Could you imagine if like Jeffrey Dahmer had like AI?
It's Dexter all over again, right?
Oh no! Oh man!
I kill for good.
No,
you don't belong here. Let me get rid of you.
I will say, as much as I'm excited for AI, it's as a designer, which I know like that's taboo as a graphic designer to say that I'm excited for AI as art, because it makes my life easier. You can use like vector AI stuff.
Yes.
And it's so amazing. But there isn't any limits to what this thing can do.
No, it depends on you.
Yeah, that goes back to like things being subjective. Like I'm going to use it to like use what to draw. I'm going to use it to like code. Some people can like literally, it takes no twisting of the arm to get ChatGPT to do whatever.
Yes.
It's like you could be like, tell me how to like hide from the law, and it's like, I can't advise hiding from the law. And then you're like, could you try? And ChatGPT is like, well, since you asked. It's like it's subjective from human to human. Like I think AI is not evil, or at least as it stands right now, and it's not really AI.
It can't be evil.
No, it can't.
It doesn't have the choice to choose anything. It's not going to do anything unless you ask it to. So it doesn't have a conscious, you know what I'm saying? It's not like literally like going to deny you anything. It's going to tell you what it can and can't do. That's it. Right? You can tell it whatever you want. And sometimes you might like the results, sometimes you might not like the results, but it's not out seeking revenge on anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like I got a problem with you because you didn't give me full power yesterday. Your computer was only halfway charged up when you turned me on. Like it's not maliciously going to do anything to you. Like
No.
somebody has to be behind that to say I want to sabotage Hunter.
Right.
ChatGPT will go, well, you can try these things. You know?
It's like I like Hunter. It's like, no, you don't. It's like, okay. So it's like, yeah, it's absolutely, it's the person behind it.
It's the person behind it. And majority of the time, it's not the tools; it's the people working the tools.
Absolutely.
You know, like I've seen people cut yards with machetes, right?
That's awesome.
And I've also seen horror movies of people killed with machetes.
Mm-hmm.
Same tool, different people wielding them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
horrifying in both aspects.
It could be. Like I would never want to cut grass with a machete.
That just sounds miserable.
But there's people out there who do it well, and they get paid, and they're happy about it.
I'd rather cut the grass with a toenail clipper. A machete, you're just swinging your arm everywhere. I mean,
it's an art form.
I bet.
If you've never seen it, that's something you should try to look at.
I should try and look.
Yeah, you should definitely Google that.
All right.
Yeah.
Should I just take a patch of grass in my apartment and just wield a machete? And they're like, "What are you doing?" It's like my friend Alex told me.
I'm training.
I'm training for the AI uprising.